Hi, this is Donna from Clever Crafting. Thank you so much for joining me today. So this is the style card we're going to make today. I actually received this from a lovely girlfriend of mine, and I am going to make mine today with a Christmas theme. So we're going to start with 8 paddle pop sticks and just a little scrap of card to stick them on. We've got a piece of pattern paper that's 13 centimeters by 13 centimeters and a card base that's 13.5 centimeters by 13.5 centimeters when folded. And I've got some Christmas poinsettias and greenery and a Christmas stamp. We're actually going to start the card by roughing up or distressing the edges of our pattern paper. Now you can actually get a distressing tool. I have one myself, but in this particular case I really wanted to use the edge of my scissors because it gives more tear, or like a rough edge. I can use it a lot more firmly than I can a distressing tool, and it gives me that particularly rustic looking edge or distressed edge that I want. So you can see here that all I'm doing is I'm now going to pop it on my silicone mat. This is a mat that I picked up for like $4 from Aldi here in Australia, and I'm using my vintage photo distress ink on a brush, and I'm going to heavily apply this around the edges of my pattern paper. And when I say heavily, I've been quite generous. You can't see any of the white anymore from where I distressed it, and it gives it a really nice rich look. So to put the paddle pop sticks together, I've stuck the first one on my piece of scrap paper. I'm just putting the second one on there now. You will see that what I'm doing is I put a bit of glue on the cardstock where I'm going to place the paddle pop stick, a thin bead of the glue along the edge of the paddle pop stick, and I butt it up right against the one above it. But I'm not doing this evenly. You can see that they all finish at different places. They're not all in a nice neat square because this is a rustic looking card. I don't know how many times I can say the word rustic, but there you go. So we do want it a little bit uneven. I'm just using the Clever Crafting Smart Art glue there, which is my favorite glue, and it sticks on all of this like a champ. All right, now that I've completed that, I'm back with my vintage photo distress ink and my brush, and once again I am doing a nice heavy coating of this all around the edges of my paddle pop sticks. I'm not going into the center because we're going to do a bit of stamping in there, but I do want it to really have a nice rich look on the outside. I'm putting this in my stamping platform, and rather than using my magnets, I'm using masking tape to hold it in place. I have removed my foam inlay from my stamping platform because the paddle pop sticks do have a bit of height. You can also see that I've popped a piece of masking tape directly on the paddle pop sticks there. That's where I'm actually going to position my greeting. Now, by putting it in the platform, it's really very important that if you have a platform, you use it, because I stamped this about 3 times to get a nice even coat. The paddle pop sticks are a little bit uneven. Distress ink is not really designed for stamping, although it does a great job, particularly in this instance, and gives me a great look. So you saw that I removed the masking tape there, and then I've stamped my greeting on it. Once again, I think I stamped this about 3 times to make sure that it gave me a really good result. So here it is. Oh, and it looks pretty just like that. All right, so I've got a bit of string here. Now, this is literally kitchen twine. I've already tied it up, but then I decided I wanted it wrapped around another time, so I just wrapped it around another time, and I'm going to tie it up again. And this is just a granny knot. You don't need to put a bow, but you can. I just put a knot in it. And when I say kitchen string, this is, like $2 from Woolies or Coles or whatever, your local grocery store. I'm just going to trim that a little bit, but I'm not going to worry about tidying up too much. A little bit more of my Smart Art glue on the back of the paddle pop sticks, and I'm going to stick that in the middle of my patterned paper. What I did off camera is I did stick that patterned paper onto my card base, so my card base is there. Now we've got the paddle pop sticks design stuck in the middle, and I am just fluffing around and laying out all of my greenery and my poinsettias. This took me forever. This is a challenging part for me, is designing it just right, just so. Anyway, once I finally had it, I just pulled off little pieces, you can see, and then I glued them back on. I cut down my greenery to make sure that, all the stamping and whatnot behind could be seen. I think, I trimmed that one there a little bit more so we could definitely see Santa. And just moving those strings around, because I don't mind them hanging out either, because that adds to the whole look, the overall effect of our card. So this is the finished product. Look at that. It's beautiful. It is fairly thick, so you probably want to post that in a card box, or perhaps you want to just hand this card to somebody rather than send it through the mail. And I've got a few more close-ups here. So if you're new to the channel, it'd be great if you subscribed and gave us a thumbs up. The more subscribers we get, the better it is for us. So, and everybody's help is really greatly appreciated. You can see here that the look of this card, it's really special, isn't it? I was so excited when I received the first card from my friend Marion. Anyway, once again, I'd like to thank you so much for joining us today. And until next time, stay safe and happy crafting.